Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm trying to get better at advertising myself, so if you like this content and you want to see more of it, like and subscribe. I haven't even shown you anything yet, so I don't know why I'm saying that. But just in case, while you're watching, you're like, oh wow, this is awesome. Just help me out and like the video and subscribe, please, so I can hit 1,000 because that's my goal right now. But the working title for this reading is The Only Comparable, and this is a personal reading for Panini. But if you guys feel like you resonate with it, you're welcome to watch it and enjoy it. So I channeled a couple of things before I even pulled any cards because Panini gave me full creative freedom to direct this reading. So I really don't know exactly everything that will be said. um, you might also see my cat moving around in the background. Um, because before I even started to work on readings, I was working on coding. So I made this, or I was working with this task where I had to create a band name, and the band name that I created was Undefined Seraph, and that's her name. Like I had to use my cat's name as a prompt. So Undefined Seraph, and Seraph's like an angel. So you could be someone that people around you recognize you as being powerful, but they don't exactly know how, or they don't exactly know what you're capable of, or you have that kind of question mark, mystery, mysticism element to you. People expect that you could or would surprise them with what you have to offer. Which could be some of the point of the excitement for Panini, when she's booking these readings and she's like, whatever you feel like you need to say, just say it. Because she trusts me to be able to provide something of quality. I feel like that's the energy that she also has in the world. So if you're watching this, you're someone that people feel like they can count on to contribute quality. So I channeled Usha Vance, wife of JD Vance, the vice president right now, and then I also channeled underneath that female weapon slash accessory. And then from Chief Keef Semionum, she's gonna hold my Glocky. So you could be someone who people feel like has an edge to them. Like the thumbnail for this is Revi from Black Lagoon, and she's this dark feminine archetype, and her matchup is this white collar guy named Rock. And she's definitely more edgy than him. She pushes him to become kind of a criminal. Like he wasn't a criminal before he met her. And she has a interesting way of seeing the world where she's just kind of jaded by her own life experiences and traumas. I feel like you could be the kind of person who you started off quote unquote good, and then you kind of became something else, or maybe you were always kind of dark in some way. Panini is I was going to say gamer tag, but I don't know if you game or not. But it's Panini the Meanie. That's what she's called. That's what she calls herself. So you could even have an alternate ego, which is relevant to this reading. I was talking to my brother about this earlier for myself. I feel like I have an alternate ego or alternate self that's kind of like a blonde woman. And then I also have one where I'm a gangster guy, like a man. So there's that duality here of different ways that you can be, maybe as a result of your environmental influences. I feel like when people look at you, they can tell kind of what your environmental influences could have been. The same way I'm wearing this Marine Corps boot camp sweatshirt. This is from my cousin, but I have a lot of military people in my family. It's Army and Marines. So your environmental influences definitely play a part in how you're coming off in the world right now, and it's making you seem like you could be a feminine. It doesn't have to be feminine, right? But a weapon or an accessory that you can be relied upon in masculine arenas, or you have some element of danger to you, or you have a threatening presence. I talked about in the TikTok live before I came on here, I talked about how I had road rage. So you could have some kind of edge, or a capacity to defend yourself that goes beyond maybe what's normal or what's expected from you. Especially if you have that blonde, feminine, kind of soft outside external appearance, and then you have this rougher, grittier internal self. I'm thinking of that song. I think it's by The Neighborhood. It's Daddy Issues. So some of your environmental influences could have been parents. like if you're a man watching this, you could be like a emotional man, whether that's like something that's clear to see or not. Like you could be like rather large or like strong, but you could still have like a sensitive inside, or like you could be into like fashion or like have a curated music taste or something like that. Or there's an opposite energy within you that you have a strong control over. And the working title of this again is like the only comparable. So like when you're around the opposite energy, you're still recognized as being equivalent, compatible. Like I went to this tattoo parlor, I think that's what you would call it, tattoo shop, and it was in like this part of town that's like primarily black, and it's a little like hood. Um, and I was getting tattooed next to this like blood, and they were playing like trap music in there, and I came in like dressed almost like artsy bohemian, but like I was still like comfortable being in that space, and they were comfortable around me because like it was there was something just about me. I didn't like try to do anything or like be any particular way, but like it was like yeah, like you're still one of us kind of a thing, even though you don't really look like it because you're kind of dressed a little bit more like suburban. I feel like you get respect for the ways that you don't necessarily fit the mold, but still function in a role. So I also wrote attracting masculine forces that find true value and equivalency in you, and then attracting feminine forces of competition, jealousy, that seek to inspire instability within you or doubt about you. So I want to like preface this by saying that when I say masculine and feminine, I don't really necessarily mean man and woman. Because when I say masculine, I'm thinking more of like material forces. So like a job is a masculine force that could find true equivalency or value in you, or a person. Um, Things like that, like situations that you are like really encountering and having like physical actions in that kind of prove value or prove equivalency. And then the feminine force is like more of that interpersonal stuff. So like even if this is like a person that's around you, it's like their being energy. So like their style. So like let's say you're showing up to like how like sometimes in like bigger cities they have like this thrift conventions, or like let's say it's like cosplay or whatever. Like let's just put it like that. Like you're in the cosplay convention, and then someone in that convention, you have the same outfit on, and they're looking at your outfit and they're like, okay, your outfit is the same character, but like you found better clothes, like you found a better way, like more accurate way to be that character than I could. um if it's like, let's say for example you're in like a video game lobby or something like that, and you guys are like, let's say it's fucking like GTA or something, and you're like on the mic and you're like talking like it's like the feminine energy, like it's like who you naturally are. Like maybe you have a really nice voice, or like you're funny, it's the kind of stuff that you can't really like necessarily steal, but like when people encounter these like traits of yours, they're like, oh my gosh, like you have that and I don't have that. Like, like it's that kind of a thing. Like you're like maybe like a heavy hitter. And that's what I wrote next is like Ada Thorne / Shelby from Peaky Blinders. I wrote heavy hitting feminine energy, independent with strong interpersonal skills and tolerance. Um, so like you may even resist like being involved in certain spaces because you don't really feel like you want everything that has to do, like you don't want to have to like deal with everything that comes along with some of your strengths. Like for example, I have like a social media platform, but I'm not like on it all the time. Like I'm not even posting as regularly as I used to, because it comes with stuff. Like my maturity allows me to see everything that comes along with everything that I can do. So I don't do everything that I can do because I don't find the need to do everything that I can do. So there's like this hint of maturity that comes along with all of your power that I feel like people are really appreciating, especially people who like either have equivalent levels of power or like superior levels of power, because you're the kind of person people want to trust and like delegate tasks to. Like Ada Shelby is like the diplomat of her family, so whenever Tommy doesn't want to have a meeting or like a negotiation, or he can't be there, he can trust his sister to kind of go and like be there in his stead. So you might even notice that there are opportunities coming in for you in life where you are networking more. And just know that whenever this is happening, like that's the kind of energy that people are kind of perceiving from you. Like, oh, you're like me, I'm impressed by you, maybe even feeling a little bit jealous of you and what you've done that I can't do, or feeling the need to kind of like posture themselves around you. Okay, so now I'm gonna actually like pull cards and we'll talk about this a little bit more in depth and see kind of what comes out. I'll start with like ancestral guidance and then we'll just kind of see like what comes from that, like where we go from there. Because I have creative freedom. So, angels, ancestors, and spirit guides, please help me to connect with Panini's energy and channel a clear and accurate message for her that's going to be helpful for her. Please help me to clearly see what's being shown to me in the cards so I can translate this in a way that's going to be helpful and impactful in the way that it's meant to be. Please help me to also ground myself in my energy so that I can compartmentalize and not bring too much of myself into this. Because I often use like my own life experiences as like a reference point for these readings. But I also don't want it to be like I'm just talking about myself. I recognize that we're not the same person. So, yeah, what do we need to hear from this deck right now from Panini's ancestors or just any close proximity spiritual guides that she needs to hear right now? That was quick. We have the Two of Wands in reverse and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So this kind of feels like a warning. Yeah, okay. In my hand, like the deck is kind of split in a couple of ways. So there's the bottom of the deck, which is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Then the World is also peeking out here. And then we also have the Ace of Pentacles that I saw. And I touched Justice as well. So your justice is good things. You karmically deserve like positive outcomes, and I feel like you're putting in the work over time to get those positive outcomes. What you may not be seeing though is everything I'm about to say about this warning, about people who could be like on the outside looking in on you as you are working towards these positive outcomes. And when I say positive, I don't necessarily mean like overall good. You know, like some of the things that you want in life could be a little bit selfish. But even if that's the case, like it still feels like that's balanced. Lots of cards to indicate balance with Justice and Judgment. And then the Lovers. Lots of air sign energy as well. So if you ever feel like you're being knocked off of your balance, it's usually because of some kind of like spiritual warfare. And when I say that, I just feel like people could be trying to get into your head. Like an example of this, and I hate to like use my own personal life again, but I'm gonna do it just for the sake of communicating, like creating a picture here. So like my dad has this girlfriend. I don't really like her, but she's around because my dad wants her to be. And because they're like girlfriend, boyfriend or whatever, I guess, she like asks about me. Well, we don't have like a good relationship. Like I know that she secretly doesn't like me, and I don't even secretly don't like. I like kind of like outright openly. It's like clear to see that I don't like her. So like I kind of treat her like that. Because I'm not like really fake. I'm a Taurus. I think she's a Libra. No, she's an Aquarius, but whatever. So like she comes around me, and we got back from vacation like the day before she came back over to the house, and the first thing, I didn't even know she was here. Like I walked into my house thinking I was just gonna walk into my house, and then she was there. So I was like, fuck, she's here. And then she was like, oh, I heard you got sick. And I had gotten like violently sick on our vacation. Like I was like throwing up like crazy. And it just kind of like, you know, pissed me off because like the only thing that like, you know, the first thing she says to me is like, oh, I heard you got sick, you know, like, and then I'm pissed off because like, why do you even know that I got sick? Like, I wouldn't have told you that. Like, that's me in a time of weakness, like extreme weakness. Like I would have hoped that she would have never found out about that because I know her as an enemy, right? So she knows about it. I'm kind of pissed off because she knows about it. And then she's like, basically just focusing the conversation around the fact that I got sick, you know? So it's like people around you could, when you make mistakes, if you ever do make mistakes, could really want you to feel like those mistakes are like the end of the world. And I think you recently told me that you transferred to a new job, like that you're in a new career environment. So this could be like the energy of like when you're training, you know, like people wanting to make you feel like they're bigger than you. Like they want to reinforce that image in your mind that you're either like incapable, that you need their help, or that like you're faulty in some way. Like, that's what they'll choose to focus on. And you'll probably notice that your energy rejects people like that. And that's okay and that's good, because that's that warning signal that your body's trying to give you about these people and their intentions towards you. There could also be like some gifts here that are given that aren't given with like a positive intention. Like just be aware of the things that are happening, like disguised, like a disguised gesture. Like at the same tattoo shop, my tattoo artist wanted to take a break during my tattoo to like go and talk to his boss for a second. And then he invited me to go with him to show, because he was proud of my tattoo, so he wanted to show his boss what he'd done on my body. And so I went in there and I showed him, but the tattoo boss was in there with like two different girls. And honestly speaking, I was better than both of them. So like, as soon as I walked in, they kind of like, you know, did what they do. And then they were like, hey, do you want to have like a shot? Do you want to like, take a shot? And then I was like, well, like, you know, no, I gotta drive home. And but then they were like, ah. So I was like, dude, like, just give me the smallest one. And then, like, I don't know, I just felt like they were trying to use like the the liquor to enter my system. You know, like, does that make sense? I hope I'm like not sounding like hocus pocus when I'm saying this, but like I believe in that. So like, if I was an evil witch, that's probably what I would do. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a spirit, you know, like that's what they call it. They call it spirits for a reason. So I would just I would be careful of like disguised gestures, like when people give you things so they have access to you, because that could be happening around you. People could be seeing you like having these positive outcomes or seeing these positive outcomes like on your horizon, you know, and then they kind of want to like get in the way of that, and that could be happening a lot socially. So I also wouldn't probably speak too much about what you have going on that's most important to you, because it kind of seems like as soon as you give people the room to think thoughts about your outcomes, they might start to think negative thoughts on your outcomes. And even some of the people that you might think are like supporting you may not overall or outright or immediately support you, right? Like, for example, and this was like a long time ago, so like I'm not mad about this or anything, but like when I decided to not continue my college education and start a business, like no one in my family saw value in that. Like nobody did. They didn't really see value in it until I was able to like live off of it. So you might have ideas right now, or you might have a direction right now, or you might have a goal right now that you probably don't want to speak too much about, because as soon as you start to let people know about where you want to be, they're going to start to kind of create these obstacles in your path. That might even, like, you know, like as of right now, could actually end up getting in the way of you getting what you want with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Like the Ace of Pentacles, the potential for you to get to where you want to be is like here, because that's underneath Judgment and Justice and the Lovers. Like whatever you're wanting, you're aligned with. Like, you know, it would be kind of maybe easy for you to get it, or it makes sense for you to have it. But if you are unaware of who may be the naysayers in your life, or who may be like the hidden enemies in your life, they could present themselves as like being more nurturing than they actually are, basically. Okay. Like, I found that, right? I was like, attracting feminine forces of competition, jealousy, seeking to inspire instability within you, like I mentioned the drinking thing, or doubt about you. And then while I was tattooing, this wasn't even me, right? But while I was being tattooed, the guy who was tattooing like the like gang member next to me, he like looked over from his stall at like my art, and I had headphones on, and I was pretending like I couldn't hear anything going on, but like I never like to be completely like vulnerable, so I had it like at a low enough volume that like he could probably hear my music through the headphones, but I could still hear everything kind of going on outside of it. So he was like, it looks kind of weird, like, because I was like on my side, like I got my ribs tatted, so I was kind of like contorted. He was like, it looks kind of like big or like stretched out or like whatever. And then I had to like, I witnessed my tattoo artist kind of like brush that guy off. Like he was hating on the tattoo like before it was even done, like while it was in the process of getting done. And he had to like brush that off, and I'm glad he did, because like, you know, confidence is kind of everything when it comes to like providing a service like this, like a creative service. Like there's not exactly like a step-by-step tutorial when it comes to like providing a reading or like doing a tattoo. It's like, do you have the skills to do this or not? And like a lot of that ability to do it translates, like, or the ability to translate that ability is in the confidence in the person who's doing the job. So just don't let anybody like break your confidence or like distract you from the outside, because he did an insanely good tattoo to the point where the tattoo boss posted my tattoo on the Instagram. Like he was like, when he saw it, he was like, we definitely have to post that. I think the other guy just kind of like was jealous. Because it's like a realism tattoo. Like that's probably one of the hardest tattoos to kind of do. Because it has to look like the thing that it is. Like there's not a lot of room for error. You might have a lot of people from like your past even who are like wanting to keep up with you right now. Like they want to know where you are in life. Especially if like they were past naysayers. If they were like discouraging you in the past and then now you're doing better. Like not all of these hidden enemies are people that are even necessarily like in your life right now. They could be people from like, you know, that you've already cut off. Like exes or like old friends, old coworkers. Because the decisions that they felt like weren't good decisions are turning out to be good decisions. Differentiating decisions. Like I went to a school where like everybody was smart. Like I went to all advanced schools like from the beginning of my education. Like I started off in kindergarten. They wanted to let me skip kindergarten. My mom didn't want me to because she got held back a grade. So I just made her feel insecure. So I ended up being put in an advanced program from kindergarten. And then I was in advanced programs all the way up until middle school. I went to a magnet middle school, and I was in the International Baccalaureate program. And then in high school, I did early college. So I finished high school in 2 years and then worked on my associates from junior year to senior year. So you might have like always been differentiated, but then even still in that differentiated group, there are other people who are also like good and goated, which is where that like really competitive mindset comes in, because it's like if we're all the best, and like who's the best of the best. And I feel like you're someone who fits into that best of the best quality, like that category. It's like even in the presence of other people who are great, you still stand out for whatever reason. Even if it's not like the actual work that you do, it's like maybe your personal style or like your attitude about the work, or just the way that superior people around you treat you, like their relationship to you. Even if those relationships aren't positive. But I work at my job like at Legends. I don't have to tell you exactly where I work. Jesus, a little too honest. I work at this bar, and for some reason I can't tell you exactly why. My bosses, like when I speak to them for the first time when I come in, they don't always respond to me. Like I'll say hey blank, and they'll just ignore me. But they'll speak to like everybody else, and I know they like me. Like I know they do, because I'm a top performer in my job. Like I get great tips, but I feel like in their mind they're like, we can't show her favoritism. Because number one, I have no. This is my first time ever doing a serving job. I've never served before, like ever in life. But I came straight in the gate, like racking in tips, because I'm a really quick learner. Like I'm super smart, super capable of learning and adapting to any kind of system that I get put in, as long as I can like see it and know how it works. So there could be like this thing of like favoritism around you in the workplace, where the people don't want to seem like they're giving you too much. Like I took a vacation recently, And when I came back and I asked for the schedule, I only worked 2 days this week. And I kind of felt like it was because I took off vacation and they didn't really want to, like, seem like people can take off and then, like, get a whole bunch of hours, you know? Even though, like, you know, me, and I do what I do in there. So, yeah. You might notice people even holding back on, like, some of the things they want to give you just because they don't want to be seen as, like, overly indulgent in the joys and splendors of you. Because you're definitely someone who stands out in whatever environments or circles that you're in. People could, like, just be afraid to be seen loving you. Because I do feel like you're the kind of person people, like, really love or, like, look forward to having you around. Like, another thing, while I was on vacation, apparently, like, I came back on vacation and there was a dead deer in the intersection. And I asked my coworkers, I was like, oh shit, I gotta get my charger. I asked my coworkers, I was like, how long has this dead animal been here? And they were like, since, like, the day you left. So apparently when I left, an animal died, like, either that day or the day after. Like, right outside the entrance. So, like, you have, like, I was fascinated with black holes in 3rd grade. I did a project on it, and that was when I found out about black holes, that they even existed. And then ever since then, I was, like, obsessed with space, because I was like, how can a thing like that even exist? I feel like you're that thing. You're the black hole in whatever, like, environment, and whenever somebody, like, encounters you or experiences you, they're like, how can a thing like you even exist? And then they just want to watch you. Like, if there's any cameras in the workplace, you could have, like, a boss who, like, watches the cameras, because they want to see, like, what you do and how you do it. And then, like, maybe if they're watching the cameras, they're like, wow, like, I never would have even thought to do it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have this, like, swag. I don't even know how to say it. Like, it's like you just have this gravity to you also, where, like, you really pull in a lot of attention, and it's because there's something, like, a little bit mysterious about you. Like, you just have a new way of doing things that people wouldn't expect you to do it, or you yourself, like, even genetically could be, like, an anomaly, or just, like, a really rare breed. Like, you could come from something really exclusive or, like, elite. Like, you're just different, you know? Like, what the fuck? I'm thinking of that song Literal Legend by Aisha Erotica. I've been listening to, like, bimbo music recently because it's, like, empowering in, like, a feminine way. I used to listen to, like, a lot of, like, gangster music, like Chief Keef, like I mentioned that before. But I've been trying to, like, heal my feminine energy, so I've been listening to more, like, girl music. Because the only, like, real girl music I listened to before was, like, sad girl music, like, sad love music. Which is, like, you know, not always that empowering as a woman. It's like, oh, my man, he cheats on me, does drugs, and it avoids me, you know? That's Lana Del Rey. And I love Lana Del Rey, right? Like, she's still relatable, but, like, Aisha Erotica is more like, oh, I'm super sexy, everybody wants to fuck me. And that's a little bit more fun, you know? So, like, I feel like you could have some kind of, like, version of femininity that people just find a little bit more enjoyment in. Like, there's something a little bit, like, spicier about you. We have the Star in reverse, so you could have, like, some kind of, like, celebrity aura. 2 of Pentacles in reverse. And the 8 of Swords in reverse. 10 of Pentacles. Super, like, rich. Like, if you're not physically, like, tangibly, like, having money, it's just the fact that you have undeniable quality. Like, you could be like me and, like, go to the thrift store for, like, all your clothes, but, like, it's the way you put that shit on that makes you seem like you're rich. Or you could just, like, selectively invest in, like, quality pieces, or the universe itself can, like, conspire to make sure that, like, you perform in a way that's always quality. Like, my last shift, I only had, like, 4 tables, but one of those tables was, like, a corporate business party. So I got tipped, like, $80 just off that table alone. So, like, even when I'm not doing anything, I'm still doing a lot more than most people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to do, like, maybe 1/4 of the work of the person who worked the bar side or, like, the pool side of the dive bar. But, like, I got paid maybe just as much, if not more. Because the universe allows me to attract quality because I am quality. It would only make sense that I attract quality because like attracts like. It's equal and opposites in the universe. Like it's a universal law that would happen. So when you attract like these good experiences, I think you work in like a mortgage firm, if I remember correctly. I think I'm right about that. So this could be like this idea of like you being assigned to homes that are worth a lot more money than some of your other peers. Like you're in charge of the higher value real estate because you have proven capability to manage things that are just more valuable. Like you can manage valuable things. That's awesome. It's like when it comes time to like assign someone to a thing, they know that they want to put you with the thing that matters more. And that translates socially because it's almost like a ranking that's happening unofficially. It's like when you're the one who gets the more important responsibilities, people have to understand even within themselves that there's a reason why you're being chosen over them for those more important things. So that's where that competition could come up and that could like happen. And it's not like anything that you're doing to like try to get that response from people. It's just that people trust you. There's something about you where they just trust you, and you show up reliably in a way that's trustworthy. So yeah, you could be like right now, like I'm getting like the energy of that recommendation. You could have had like really good letters of recommendation, or you could have had you could have worked somewhere before that was just like had a name, or you could have a name. Like I literally have a last name that like immediately registered in people's minds of like who I am. Like my last name is Hyde, so when people see my name, they're like, oh, this is somebody who is probably bringing a little bit more than like the average person because I have like legendary ancestry. So like I'm a part of a legacy of people who go hard in the motherfucking paint. You know what I'm saying? So you could have something like that about you. Like your reputation precedes you, like Harry Potter, you know? Like his parents were fucking dead, but like niggas know who Harry Potter's parents were. Like they know. Like hood like street cred. Oh shit, my cousin. I just got a Snapchat friend request, a suggestion from my cousin who literally gave me this sweatshirt that I'm wearing right now. That's crazy. You're probably thinking, why don't you already have him as a friend on Snapchat? And it's because we had like a falling out like a while back. But maybe I will friend request him just to see what he does. I'm not really on Snapchat though, so I don't know. Yeah. You could have people around you or who care about you that aren't in your life anymore. That could also be a thing. So like I'm talking about like those like ancestors, right? I'm using an ancestor deck, but like maybe not all of the energy that's coming in to support you is from people who are like already dead. Some of them could be like your actual like family. So that's the thing, it's like almost like an opposite thing. Like people who are the most loud about wanting to be attached to your energy, maybe like watch out for those guys. But people who are like chill in the background could be like the silent supporters. I don't know, like it's almost flip-flop, which is kind of weird. I would just say like really like vet out your circle right now. Cause like I get this like with all this Libra energy, I kind of feel like people could be like a little bit fake around you. Like, what can I gain from you? And the more they feel like they can gain, the more they might initially give because they feel like they're putting this impression in your mind that like if they're giving to you, then you should give to them. And that's balance. But like really, they're giving to you to get from you, you know? So watch out for that, where that could be. Because it's like secretive energy. Like people in the world, just generally speaking, are looking at you like, oh, you have stuff to give. Like you are a person of quality. I need to find a way to be associated with you because you're that guy. In whatever way. Like not everybody who like feels like that should actually have a place And it's up to you right now. Like, the challenge, the lessons that are available for you right now, karmically, are in you understanding how to navigate social situations that surround your growth, your goals, your progress. And knowing who to involve and who not to involve in your journey and your path, kind of a thing. Okay, so there's that. That's the foundation of this reading. Let's see what else I can tell you. I have a couple of decks already pulled out here. I'm trying to see like which one will tell me what. I feel like I remember you having like a long-term romantic relationship with a person that you like moved away from. And I kind of want to touch on that a little bit. So let's use the Bone Dead Tarot. It's like I have 2 skeleton decks, but this is like the more colorful one. And Sky, I don't know if she probably will watch this at some point, but she gave me this. She's one of my like most loyal clients. I've done a lot of readings for her over time, to the point where she gifted me a deck so I could literally use it for her. And she has a long-term romantic relationship that's been going on for like I think like at least 6 years, if not more. And I think the last time we spoke, she told me that she had told him that she loved him for like the first time in like all that time. Like, I think he already knew that she loved him, but she actually said it with words. So that might be a relevant energy for you in some way. We'll see. I'm only mentioning it because that's the energy of the person who literally gave me this deck. So please help me to channel some energy romantically for Panini from this deck. The Lovers did come out before. So yeah, before I even pull anything, I want to just try to like interpret this a little bit romantically, what I already pulled. So the Lovers came out with Judgment and Justice. So anyone who you are feeling like a strong connection to right now, that's not like, you're not making it up, even if it doesn't really feel like it's grounded yet, because honestly, there isn't a lot of earth energy that has come out for you so far. And the earth energy that has come out feels like it's, I don't want to say unstable. Like, I would say unstable because the Two of Pentacles is here in the reverse. And it's like, it could go either way, kind of a thing. But the Ace of Pentacles came out first. So I still feel like there's potential, and the bottom of the deck is the Ten of Pentacles. Like, a lot of good potential. But it just hasn't really materialized. So, like, you would be feeling like, oh, this is a good opportunity with, like, maybe, like, one particular person or, like, whatever. But there wouldn't probably be a lot of proof of that. It would just be, like, kind of vibes. And that might cause you confusion internally because the Wheel of Fortune hasn't turned yet, and so much is kind of yet to be discovered as it relates to that, like, really strong connection. But I would say, like, beware of, like, anxiety. Eight of Swords in reverse. Like, don't freak out about what you don't know. Because that could, like, trigger you into insecurities that make you behave in ways that, like, maybe you wouldn't feel as proud about after. Like, in the hindsight or in the long term. We have the Six of Swords, just moving forward. So, like, yeah, you moved away from that person that we talked about last time. And I think one of the last questions that you asked me was, like, are they gonna, like, forget about me? Like, what's gonna happen, like, once this space is created between us? Nine of Cups in reverse. I'll show it to you upright just so you can see. I hope that's clear. He's, like, scuba diving. But he doesn't need any gear because he's dead. So it's almost like you don't really need tools to navigate this situation. You might feel like you need more proof about how you feel and how things are moving forward in this relationship, but maybe you don't really need proof. Maybe you just need to rely on the current that you've already set out on, with the intentions that you've already created for this relationship. Because one thing you might not have in this relationship is control. Like, yeah, like you're on a boat and you have a paddle, but like you can't paddle backwards in this river. You know, like it would just be way too much effort. Like you're already going in a course. You can get there faster when you're moving with the current, but like you're not gonna find a lot of success moving against the current. And even if you don't paddle at all, it looks like this river is moving forward regardless. Like I just had a situation. my. I just had a situation where like I have this long-term person, and then I saw that they were with someone else for some time, and that triggered me into wanting to like outsource. So like I met somebody at my job, and they just like piqued my interest, so I went along with that for some time, and I like allowed myself to kind of be like delusional, and I was like, yeah, like I really like you. I didn't really like, you know, like it was like okay, like it was cool, like it was whatever. But like I didn't really like them like I liked the person before. Like I just was kind of pissed off. Like they had something else going on and they seemed happy, and I just, you know, I was kind of like pissed. So then I went along with that. It didn't really go anywhere, right? But then I was like, okay, well, cool. So, so like it's that kind of thing. Like you don't really probably want to stress yourself out too much about what you can't control. Like I don't regret having my side quest, but like I don't know if I needed that side quest. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, all I really gained from that side quest was a distraction. So you might notice that, you know, in the time that you're away, you might have some distractions worth investing in. But I don't think you have to worry about that actually like affecting anything. Like you might start to feel like a little bit more self-interested. But I don't know that it takes you off of your course. I don't know. Let's see. Does it take it off of your course? Let's find out, bro. Fuck. Yeah. Okay. 8 of Cups. So you might like get derailed a little bit. Some of your attention might leave this person. Yeah, because I think I'm remembering now. Um, that they had told you that they were like interested in like 3 different people. Like they were like juggling 3 different people. Like they were honest with you about the fact that they had other interests and that you were like one of a couple. So yeah, like you might have easily been like, okay, well, I have to like start to treat you a little bit differently now in my mind because I know this is true. Like I know I can't really like 100% rely on you to behave towards me the way that I want you to. So that's the inspiration of doubt that I feel like. I mentioned that before. Feminine energies that inspire instability within you or doubt about you. So this person's feminine energy is that of like non-committing, not being particularly decisive. And that might have an impact on you where you feel like you need to match them in that indecisiveness or in that lack of commitment. And that's ultimately, I feel like, your choice. On like what you feel like would restabilize you. Because in all honesty, like I didn't really get a lot out of that side quest personally, but it did remind me that other people are willing to invest in me, find value in me, you know? Like up until then, I had pretty much just been like sitting around in my room and like waiting for him to like realize that like I'm the best. I already know I'm the best. Realistically speaking, I already know I'm the best. But like sometimes people don't even really know like how good you are until you're doing other things. And that kind of sucks, but there can be some like karmic element to that, you know, like you need to do that and they need to see you doing that, or they just need to feel the difference between when you're like entirely focused on them and when you're engaging with other options that you obviously have always had. because you could have been like in this feeling of like, I'm being taken for granted. Like, I am a Nine of Cups, but I don't feel like I'm a Nine of Cups right now. Like, I don't. A Nine of Cups is like wish fulfillment. So it's like, I know that I could make someone really happy, but when I'm like offering my emotional availability to you, I don't feel like you're appreciating it. So maybe I just shouldn't give you my emotional availability anymore. Maybe I should stop speaking my mind to you. Maybe I should stop telling you how I feel because you don't really respond to my vulnerability in the way that makes you feel safe. And it's not that like I'm mad at you, because if that's just how you are right now, then like whatever, that's how you are right now. But if that's how you are right now, maybe we're not as compatible right now, and I need to start to do other things and behave in different ways for myself. Strength in reverse. Yeah, like this is the things that you do for yourself that reflect your self-love for yourself, which doesn't have a lot to do with necessarily the outcome of this relationship. But once again, if doing things for yourself makes you feel like if doing things for yourself that might affect this relationship makes you not want to do things for yourself, then there's kind of a problem that you might need to look into about your own shadow. Like, how self-sacrificial are you really when it comes to this person? Because like, undeniably, yeah, you have a strong connection with them, but like, you know, you should still be able to make those head over heart decisions, I guess. Why is the Six of Swords here? Three of Swords in reverse. Yeah, this feels like shadow work. Like, you have to be able to do the things that are best for you, even knowing that how it seems right now, like, it's taking away from this relationship. You have to be okay with, like, losing here in order to gain. Because now the Wheel of Fortune is upright and the Emperor is here. And what you're gaining, like, may not come immediately. It's more of, like, the tone that you're setting. About, like, what your self-value is and how far you're willing to go to, like, prove your self-value in the world. Not even just, like, romantically, but also, like, as an individual. Because I feel like your career is really what you're taking away from this relationship to really focus on, primarily, like, moving for this new job. The Moon in reverse and Justice in reverse. Fuck, I forgot to get the charger. Hold on, guys. I gotta grab that. But let me finish what I was saying. Meow, yeah. So you're not gonna see how the negative actions that you're taking in this relationship actually are balanced actions and bring you on the right track. Like, when I went on that side quest, I had been texting my, like, ex, like, every day. Because I'm, like, obsessed with him. But, like, I was texting him, like, every day. And then, you know, he'd, like, responded never, mostly. And engaged infrequently with me. Like, just basically enough that I knew that, like, I still mattered, but, like, barely. Like, you know, like... And this is like a common theme in my relationships. I'll be completely honest, because, like, you know, I am who I am in life. And that thing has really ever come easy for me. And I like to earn things. I like to, like, work hard for the things that I like and that I want. So, like, the way I put it, the way I see it, I've been, like, demonstrating, like, loyalty to the max, right? Which I know is an extremely valuable trait, which I don't really mind demonstrating, because I feel like over time is, like, the best way to kind of demonstrate loyalty. Like, what is loyalty in just a microcosm? Like, it has to be, like, something that, like, you can really see over time. So I commit and I do what I want to do and I say what I want to say, and I give a lot of reassurance to my person. But when I started to feel like I wasn't getting enough of that in return to make up for everything that I was giving, like, when it really started to feel super imbalanced, that's when I stopped. And that's when I redirected my focus onto somebody else. And I let myself kind of, like, move on a little bit. Like, at least in my mind space. Like, it didn't really, like, take away from like the history that we have had over like the past few years, but like, you know, I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go focus on something else because I'm like basically like a shark, and whatever I decide to focus on is gonna get like 110% of my effort and attention. So I just felt like he wasn't appreciating what it meant to be the center of my focus, and so I had to kind of like allow myself to know that I could change focus. Like I didn't have to focus on him. Like there were other things I could focus on that I might feel like I could make progress in. You know? So yeah. Oh, I gotta get the charger because I'm on 10% right now. I don't know why my phone is dying so fast because when I started this I was around like 40. But oh yeah, it's because I've been recording for an hour. Okay, hold on. I knew this was gonna be a long reading, man. I knew that. Where's my computer? Oh, it's in here. It's in the bathroom. And I know what you're thinking, Zalon. Why was your computer in the bathroom? Dude, because I was doing a get ready with me and I wanted to play music. I think I'm actually gonna just move over here to the bed because if I plug it into the computer, it's gonna do that weird thing where like it pretends to charge and it's not really charging. So just come on, vamonos, everybody, let's go. Actually, let me just finish this little this one last little placement and then I'll move the whole setup over to the bed. So why is strength in reverse here? Sorry for the fact that I had to move the whole video, but the star and the 4 of wands. Regardless, you're dealing with someone who's like soul family with you. Like you're definitely dealing with a soulmate dynamic, but things might not be fully functional right now because of that, like, you know, maybe like I don't appreciate everything that you're doing kind of vibe that you're picking up. And like you're entitled to that feeling if you're feeling it. Like if you're feeling like, hey, like I don't feel respected, I don't feel appreciated, and there's like real reasons why, like you might need to just like let that land, right? Instead of resisting that and like making excuses for this person, which you might have been in the habit of doing, you might want to just be like, okay, well, I don't really like how I feel right now in dynamic with you. I need to start to like do something for myself that makes me feel something different. And that's a part of the story here. You have to kind of believe in the fact that this person is also equally committed to the story. That like you can do a doodle over here and that they'll do a doodle over here and that's still just a part of the bigger picture. Like I've seen my person doodle and they've seen me doodle. So like if you especially if you're the kind of person, I feel like you are with a lot of these cards, it's like the Wheel of Fortune, it's a lot of fixed energy. The star is Aquarius and Leo is or strength is Leo. And the moon goes through phases, and justice is Libra, which is ruled by Saturn, which is like I think it's like a 20-something year orbit around the sun. These are things that take time, and like you and who you are right now is definitely like an incomplete version of self compared to who you'll be in years. And years might be something that like kind of threatens this idea that you have in your mind about this relationship, but years could actually be what this is all about, because the bottom of the deck for the ancestral guidance is like, oh fuck, yeah, 7 of Pentacles, the Strength card, and the 10 of Pentacles. It's like it's like really great stuff that you have to work kind of a long time to get, and then you get it over that long term because you really deserve it, and then it kind of like lasts forever. So that's what I meant before, like, you know, don't be around anybody right now who wants a quick thing anyways, you know, because that's probably an indication of a lack of value, realistically. So don't be in a rush with this particular relationship, because I feel like this is a situation that needs to like evolve. She's biting me. Why? Get away from me, you little shit. All right, now we're gonna transition to another part of my room. Just sit tight here until I grab the rest of the cards. So now I want to know, What's the value of all this waiting that we're doing? Which deck do I want to use? And this could be like a path finding kind of like time. Hold on, let me find a way to not expose what's underneath my skirt and still like be comfortable. That's the thing about skirts. It's like when you're picking a Pokemon, like it's like fuck. Oh, it's actually only 3, huh? Yeah, unless you have Pikachu. Okay, let's just assume that you have Pikachu as an option, like you're a special kind of guy. You're like an Ash Ketchum kind of dude. Let's see what this deck has to say. I kind of got that like Ash Ketchum kind of vibe off of you, like you know, like Lightning McQueen, like Ka-Chow. Like you're, like Lightning could actually be like a thing around you. Like the guy who I went on a side quest with was an electrician, so that like lightning, electricity, could be a thing. Like it could be. I don't know. Oh wait, actually, what if I like told you what your person is thinking? Like the one you actually care about. Yeah. I'll do that. I just looked over and then I saw a white truck carrying like a trailer of like yard tools. Like yeah. And then earlier today I was with my dogs and I saw somebody get a delivery from Home Depot. And it was a John Deere lawnmower. And their lawn was like and they needed that lawnmower. You know what I'm saying? Like they got what they needed. So your person could be in an energy right now where they're doing the work, but it's like work that they needed to do. But they could have just now gotten the tools to do that in some kind of way. And if this is like spiritual work, like this could have been like, you know, usually the work that we do in ourselves is like stuff that we kind of get triggered into. Like, how do I explain that? Like this person, if their yard was overgrown, this could have manifested as like they have too many hoes kind of a thing, and now they're experiencing the problems of having too many hoes, because you mentioned before they're like juggling like 3 different people, so like that probably isn't sustainable over the long term, relatively speaking. Like there's like some kind of like maybe like getting caught up kind of energy here, so they could have recently got caught up, or they could have just got like played by one of their hoes or like something like that. So now they have to mow the lawn because like that's what their guides are telling them to do. Like cutting back on something. Like snakes in the grass. Like if the grass is too high, you can't see the snake, kind of a thing. Okay, what do you need to know about like your person and how they're seeing the situation? Ace of Wands, yeah. Like they got sparked in some kind of way. Queen of Cups. 6 of Pentacles in reverse. 5 of Pentacles upright. Why is the Ace of Wands here? 8 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles. 4 of Swords. And the 2 of Wands. Magician in reverse. And the Hermit in reverse. Dude, this is like reminding me of my person because he's a Virgo. And this is a Virgo Gemini card, and this is a Virgo card. So this person could have been like a shadow manipulator type person. Like they think that they're like really smart, like really good at like manipulating people, and they probably get a lot of fun out of like being a person who's like perceiving themselves as like impartial. Like they probably go through life like when they're dealing with emotional matters and they're like, nothing can really touch me because I've already decided that it won't touch me, but then things inevitably kind of end up being in their blind spot. Like, this person underestimates what their blind spot is, or like could be. But this Ace of Wands, I feel like they've been like sparked into doing some kind of work on themselves recently. And this could be that they're focusing more on their work, like literal career, or it could be the energy of like they've been in the gym and they've been like while they're in the gym, while they're like working, because work feels like it's related to this person's like processing, like whatever they do for work, or like however they physically move their body. That could be a time when they do a lot of their thinking, because Virgo is a thinking energy. I have a Virgo moon, Virgo rising, and I feel like almost all I do is think and internally process. So this is like, if they have like a Virgo sun, this is somebody who's like really confident in the fact that they have all the answers, but they might not actually have all the answers, you know? So this could be a time when they've been proven kind of wrong about something, because the Virgo cards are like in the reverse. And then they're like, okay, well, now I need to find out what the actual answer is. So I need to kind of go back to the drawing board and see, like, what I could have done differently. So if this person ever did anything wrong, I think they're figuring out what they did wrong. And they might not ever, like, come out to you and be like, oh, I'm sorry I did that. But, like, trust and believe that they are feeling what they did wrong. Because I feel like this person does identify you as kind of being something different or better. And if they have lost access to you because of whatever they might have done wrong, or however they may have like erred in their processing, then they're feeling that. Because now like things aren't really functioning. Six of Pentacles in reverse and the Four of Swords in reverse, and they're just like thinking like, you know, it's kind of maybe my fault. If things aren't happening right now, I feel like they kind of identify themselves as part of the source of that dysfunction. And so they could right now just kind of be like hoping, waiting, praying, meditating on how they're going to kind of overcome whatever obstacles they're perceiving as being in between them, what they want, especially as it relates to you. And they don't really seem like they're in a rush about doing that. Maybe because their self-esteem is kind of taking a hit. In some way. Like, this person definitely has to like go on some kind of like journey. Like, and it could be that it's like literal distance between the two of you, so if they wanted to see you, they might have to like literally go to you, or kind of something like that. Or they just, the journey itself could be about their maturity, because they could have been like in an immature energy before. This person could think about like how to represent themselves to you as someone different than how you know them before. They could be thinking about like what they would have to do in order to really be what they think they could be for you, or what they feel like they want to be for you, or like idealistically, like if they feel like they know what you want, they could feel like they need to now, like, because they're like a manipulator type of person, right? So like this person could, like, I'm not saying that like a bad way, it's just like they would want you to be confident in them, so they're thinking like, what do I have to do to make you feel confident in me? Like, well, what image do I have to present to you that makes you want to do or be how I want you to be in my life? But that's just like, it's strategy. Ultimately, it's just this person's strategy. And like, it makes like rational sense. It's like, they know you're not gonna just like give in to them as they maybe naturally or default as being. Like, if they're used to manipulating and like cheating and like and get throwing around 3 different options in the air, they know that's not gonna really work for you. And I feel like ultimately they respect that, but at the same time they're like, how far am I from being the version of myself that doesn't do that? And they could feel like that's quite a bit of a gap. So that itself could be a little bit intimidating for this person because they could just know that they're not like who you want them to be. Yeah. Who do they think you want them to be? I'm using the Citadel, and every time I use this deck, I think of Rick Sanchez because of the Citadel of Ricks. You notice how my cat like wants to be with me right now, even though I'm doing other stuff. I love my cat. I love my cat. I love my cat. You could be like a real ride or die type character. She's an Aries stellium. She goes hard in the motherfucking paint. Can you see her little baby face? I don't know if you can. I can't really see. She's so cute. Like, they could struggle to be, like, gentle with you. Even if they think that you deserve to be, like, treated gently. But she's, like, really tolerant of whenever I do get rough with her. And she's pretty chill. Pretty chill little cat. Okay, who do they feel like you need them to be or, like, want them to be? I'll do, like, 4 of, like, who they think that you want them to be, and then underneath that, I'll do, like, who they feel like they are now. Okay, we have the aspirant, ambition, diligence, and setbacks. Okay, fuck. I dropped it. Who do they feel like you want them to be? Whoa. We have the air, unseen potential, hesitation. I think I'm already kind of getting a picture here. They could feel like you see them as like this really big, like awesome, amazing thing. Like they could feel like you idealize them a little bit. And I feel like this doesn't have to be true. It could be that you see them clearly, but they could feel like you only see what's good about them. And so they could feel like if you get closer, you'll see the bad stuff and then you'll leave. And they could be like, you know, I don't know. Like it's like a weird thing where they know they have stuff going on, but then they're also like, why do you like me? Like it's weird. Okay, what do they feel like you want them to be? It's like definitely giving me like a bit of like a narcissistic thing because they would operate in the world with like this like confidence, but it's almost like hollow. Like it's performative. No, because they're them. Feel like you don't see them or like you don't really know what they are, and then they could feel like if you were to experience them firsthand, that it would be too much for you, that you'd be overwhelmed by them, and then there would be like a problem. Sorry, I forgot to actually plug it into the charger. But in the time that I was waiting for my phone to like charge a little bit, I started eating these chips. I just opened this bag of chips. Baked. I don't know, someone could be like a stoner here or something like that. Or like to use like recreational substances or something. Cat, move! Yeah, this could be someone's shadow. He's like substance abuse. Okay. Sorry. So, yeah, who do they feel like you need them to be? The Hound, loyalty, chains, and promises. And that's on top of the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. So they feel like right now they're not loyal. The Musician, inspiration, and gratitude also in reverse. So they could feel like you need more like words of affirmation from them, stuff like that. Okay, who do they feel they are now? They probably feel like you need like a title in their life. Or you feel like you need that. Like you need to feel like you have access to them like frequently. Like there's keys on this card. This first card, the Aspirant. There's keys, a crown, like a breaking of a sword. Like they feel like you want them to like be vulnerable to you. I think that's what they struggle with. Like ultimately it's the complete vulnerability. Okay, so who do they feel like they are right now? The Catalyst, radical changes and taking control. And like control and vulnerability are like kind of like oil and water, right? Because like it's hard to have complete control when you're vulnerable. I think that's the mindset every person is in anyways. Then we have the Adventurer. Responsibility and expectations. And that's the adventure is coming out underneath the air, which is like the title, right? So like how can they adventure if they belong to someone? That could be like their thing. Can you just like get out the way, bro? Jeez. And your expectations could feel like a lot for them to have to like commit to maintaining. The Gambler. Holy shit. Loss and risks underneath the Hound, which is like loyalty. Yeah, this person is like maybe just not like they're not as solid. And like Virgo is a mercurial energy, like it is flexible. It's like it is whatever it feels like it needs to be in a moment to function. And the Storyteller, viewpoints, another card that mentions control. Your person literally plays chess. I'm so cooked. Yeah, I definitely was getting that strategist energy, but it's like, you know, rooted in intellectualism for sure. And then the Assassin at the bottom of the deck is crazy. Ruthlessness and conviction. So this person's pretty committed to being like all of these. I wanted to say not so great things. I feel like they think of these things as making them not great. But I feel like you see them as being all of these things. And you appreciate those things. You probably would just, they feel like being with you would require them to be something different than what they are right now. Which in some ways could be true and in some ways could not be true. But, they perceive a gap, and there could really be a gap. I don't know exactly how you're interpreting all these cards, but they could feel like they're not ready to be responsible for you and your expectations. And can you stop? Yeah. Sorry. I have a short temper. Yeah. That's pretty much what I'm getting. Sorry, I'm like getting hungry. Like But I mentioned that black hole thing before. And then we have the astronomer, discovery, and augury, and the champion. I still feel like they would see you and be like, well, you're like the best one. But I'm not what I feel like I need to be. For you. Right now. So yeah. Okay. I'm gonna get some advice about like how you should move forward, like here, like mentality wise, when it comes to this person. Like what's the advice for you? My cat's licking her paws off screen. And then I'm gonna end this live and then eat some chips. Take a break. Because I'm like getting irrationally hungry over here. And my mood's just to change when I get hungry. And I'm like kind of falling off the bed. Like I'm in between, I'm in like the crack. Because I want to still be on the bed. But I also want to be in the frame. Okay, so what's the closing advice for Panini as it relates to this relationship with that person of significance? Don't wait. Don't resist. Like, if this person isn't what you need them to be right now, like, that's okay. I guess okay, they could still be your person and not be everything right now. They could just be at that point in their life when they're becoming something that you can even, like, recognize as still being what you need, which is interesting, right? Like, what if what they need to be takes time to become? And what if what you need to be also takes time to become? And you could have met each other, like, already, right? So, like, you've identified each other as, like, being that person that makes you feel that way. But, like, there's probably still stuff in between, like, final stages here. And I talked about, like, in the beginning, you being this person that is, like, a black hole, that is, like, mysterious, that is, like, different, that is set aside. So, if you're comparing your relationship stuff with other people, maybe don't. Like, your timeline doesn't really have to make sense. And I was actually at work with my coworker the other day, and like I actually found a little bit of like resonance because she met her person on like a Call of Duty like game lobby during COVID, and he lives in Canada. And she was like, yeah, like we're in like a gray area, like we talk, like we frequently, like, you know, contact each other, but like we're not like dating, but like we know who we are to each other, kind of a thing. So it's like that kind of thing, like you just know who you are to each other, and then that's kind of like enough if you allow it to be enough, you know. Like you don't have to have a conversation on the phone like every day. You probably don't even have to text each other every day. You probably could just like relax in knowing. And that's what I'm trying to do, right? Because I used to text my person like every day for like fucking no reason. Like I would just let him know like what I was doing that day because I wanted to. But now I'm like, I probably don't even need to do all that. I probably could just like reach out whenever it's like really important and leave it at that. Because I feel like, you know, one of what I've been learning like over time, especially in this relationship to him, is like overcoming an anxious attachment style. It was like especially bad when we first met and we first separated. Because I was like, oh my god, like you're leaving me. But like, not really, apparently. Because it's been like 2 years and he's still like orbiting me and I still orbit him. And even when I do take little side quests, like I still come back. And even when he's with other people, I still know I'm like top dog, you know? It's So I guess it's really about like your mentality here. What's the advice? Knight of Swords. I feel like pretty much what I just said. It's a mentality thing. It's about how you think about the situation and how that affects your actions moving forward in it. 10 of Wands. Like, you could choose to feel really burdened by like what's not immediately available, or you could kind of like have faith in how things could change over time and kind of believe in the story of the whole thing. 3 of Cups. In the meantime, there are probably other experiences that are available for you to have if you kind of let go of your need to control and allow yourself to kind of blossom in a way here, personally, independently. Because I got a job, like, for the first time in, like, 2 years. And now I'm, like, in the world at least, like, 2 times a week. Like, I'm, like, a person who puts on an outfit and, like, goes in the world. Like, I don't just live in I don't exist just in my habitat anymore. Which is, like, how he first met me. Like, I was a hermit, like, an actual hermit in the middle of the desert. Like, I didn't do anything. I never left my house but to walk my dog. Now I'm employed. And I put on clothes and I work in a bar, you know? So, like, allow yourself to blossom a bit and see what that does for you, how that kind of allows you to change, and then just kind of believe in the fact that your person's also developing and changing. Even if that's not in the way that you would have, like, hoped for. You know, I don't think that he probably loves that I work in a bar and that I can actually engage people, because he's used to just kind of having complete dominion over me. But what if that's not what either of us need right now? Like, what if him knowing that I have no other options is not what he needs to, like, feel inspired to grow and change and value me appropriately, you know? We have Justice in reverse, Temperance, and the King of Swords in reverse. Five of Wands. Yeah, like, you know, you definitely have some other things that could be happening in your life and could be, like, on the horizon. And, like, if you make yourself available to those opportunities, I feel like there's story to be had there. Don't, like, believe in your journey with this person as, like, a soulmate, as a significant person that is willing to endure things the same way that you are for them. But you're both kind of showing up as kings, like, independently. Not that you're both, like, the man of the relationship. It's just that you're both encouraged to see each other as, like, equal equivalents who deserve the same amount of respect and space and consideration, you know? And if that hasn't really felt like that was equal in the past, that's part of the reason why this space could have been created, because your guys are like, okay, this is what you've done in close contact. Now, like, now we're gonna separate you and see what you do separately. And I don't think that really changes the chemistry that much. Yeah, 6 of Swords. There definitely is, like, a rite of passage. There's, like, a distance. There's something. A departure. But it doesn't change what's there. And you'll continue to, like, think about each other. Regardless. So, yeah. You're still safe to explore your life, though. Even though you're thinking about this person. And even though I'm thinking about you, they're definitely still exploring. So, I mean, I feel like, why shouldn't you? Like, you don't have to be, like, crazy and reckless, but, like, you know, have fun with your life. I thought that's what your guides are encouraging you to do. Okay. Panini, thank you so much for getting this reading. I hope you enjoyed it and that you like I did with the direction. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. I'm gonna eat my chips.